Oh.
Hello.
Pivot one at Nyanke.
Yeah, hit it. Is it even on? Well, coming live from 1950 South Shepherd. Back in the lab. We had a good event today. Seeing Two Men Two Step. I got called out like I was going to the principal's office when a prayer was being said.
You in the back.
Then
Natalie spilled her.
Natalie just threw an energy drink
all over a cinder box and the floor. We have a clean.
That's
office.
usually what I do. So
Yeah.
Thank you. But yeah,
paper towels.
Oh, that's
so
not
we
paper towels right there.
we were in the spirit of doing another podcast.
Yeah.
What we were going to talk about, we don't know. What was going to be said, that is always up in the air. But I mean, 4 guys on the couch. I mean, what can get better, right?
Yep. Nothing can be better than
Yikes! I don't know where that was going, but
Hey.
you know, here we are.
It was okay until you said it.
I know, right?
When I was thinking of it.
But can I get y'all to introduce yourselves? My name is Barry Boat.
My name is Domingo Whiteman.
Carmelo Revelis.
Darian Chabata.
All right, fellas. So
Oh, good afternoon, Drew.
Dave.
good afternoon, Drew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Uncle.
Uncle Dave.
Well, we thought we were gonna do another podcast with the princess, but
She's had a long day. Though.
she had a long day,
Yeah.
man. We appreciate you, Carly.
Mhm.
You know, you're a great representative for us, and we appreciate all the effort that you have been putting into being our princess.
Yep. She got done doing a photo shoot with Tradition Not Addiction, and so hopefully she'll have her own posters soon.
Awesome.
Just like Bobby, Winnie. Who else? I'm trying to think. Who
Uh,
else has
Wasane, that one of the
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I seen Julia's daughter. Julia's daughter was on one.
Mm-hmm.
I seen that downstairs.
Mm.
So that's pretty awesome. You know, Mingo Eye Candy White Man.
What? Oh,
You got a shout out.
Yeah.
oh,
David
Uncle.
thinks you're eye candy.
Yep.
Dave.
He's mad because he didn't get to
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
Ah, that's what it is.
But you know, we had a great we got to showcase the culture.
Mhm.
Our very own Domingo White Man got to, you know, you want to give him the details, Domingo?
Yes, thank you. Yeah, we did a regalia presentation and just learning about the dance style, where regalia, where it comes from, why we do what we do, and just explaining the beadwork and the styles, like the Cheyenne style, and where just the history, the background of why we dance and where the regalia comes from.
Mado. And then Carmelo, what did you went to Okana today?
Okana.
I went to FAM. We're touring facilities, trying to get ready for the men's wellness conference next year. Okana looks amazing, man. There's going to be a lot that's going on. It's going to be very kid friendly. I was telling Darian, I was like, he's going to end up spending a lot of money there, and he's like, we're probably not even going to go. So
Ever.
Did you,
Yep.
did you
We
take
go into a
pictures?
lake, maybe a pond, and that's it.
Yeah, I got pictures.
Oh,
That's awesome. How close are they to like actually opening?
They are still shooting for the spring, but like all of the rooms on the upper floors are all done, and it's cool because they color coded them by the Okana colors. So like one room is like turquoise, one floor is yellow, one floor is red.
So maybe as the Okana is coming down, it probably goes with that color. Okay.
So people that have bad eyesight will know if they can.
Hey. All
what's
right.
up?
I might figure out where I'm at.
Good looking out.
Good looking. Good looking.
Yeah.
And how was your two-step experience today?
I got to be, lead and follower at the same time, so that was interesting.
How was it to be spun?
It was interesting. I mean, I felt
Feels good.
graceful. confused.
Great.
And
I
confused.
would tell Isaiah to spin, and then he would throw me in a loop, and so I'm like, okay, I guess I'm spinning.
And then give back the lead.
Yeah, and then he would give me back the lead, so I was very
Hey, shout out to Mr. Garcia.
Yeah, Willis.
He was a
Yeah.
gentleman. And
gentleman. Yep.
so we
Tried to make a move
appreciate
on me
that.
after that, so I'm happy.
Hey,
Probably coming later.
Yeah, yeah. Late at night.
planted that seed, but hey,
Hey.
we also did a podcast with Tawa and Carly, which I love because that's mother and daughter, and I knew their grandma. I knew Tawa's grandma. So I it was just a great series of events that happened today. It felt real good. I always like to showcase our culture. But to me, it's Native Day every day.
Early.
Earth Day, we get to be a part of something special, and somebody said, leave him alone. Belinda Sutton.
Get mad.
Hey,
She was out there too.
Yeah.
it was her first time too stepping with the man too. So,
Oh yeah.
got a lot in common going on here today.
A lot of firsts.
A lot of firsts going on today. But I love the fact that, like I said, it's Native Day to me every day. But to actually have like our own time, you know what I mean? Like I don't know, like some people probably don't even know we exist.
Mhm.
I've met a person that moved from San Antonio to here, and she thought that we still lived in teepees and wore,
Buckskin.
buckskin,
Aprons.
So I mean, it's still in today's day, it's crazy that people think that, they got rid of all of us. So
We're still here.
we're still here, as Carly likes to say.
Yep, we're still here.
We're still here, what do you feel like needs to happen more, in our community? I guess more or less this community, or we're all familiar with this community, right? Kingfisher. I mean, I consider this all like one community. So what do you feel like needs, where we need more attention at, or the emphasis on a certain part of the culture? Or do you think it could be where more people that are non-native can get involved, or just a display of, what do you feel like would help our cause?
Is that just open to anything?
Just to open
Oh.
to anybody.
Uh,
We're all native, right?
yeah.
All right.
I hope
Yeah,
so.
let it rip. Let it rip.
I think honestly there needs to be more of us to spread the awareness, and so we do that with the community coming and helping us to where we can highlight native recovery specifically. And
Specific.
like, so we see that in El Reno, where that's our hub, and so we have 3 talking circles a night, and they're very culturally relevant, and then they do sweats on Wednesdays too. And
Having a
I
sweat
think-
tonight, actually.
yeah. And so if we can do that in other communities, I know Clinton is our second one that we're working on, to where it's getting, a little more attention. We wish we could do it every day, but it's hard with just being 4 of us,
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
with
Shout out to
the-
Mackenzie.
yeah, with the volunteers that try to help us out and everything, that's what's making the difference. And so hopefully we'll see that, grow up a little bit more north of Clinton, and then we can hit more regions. But it just takes time.
Y'all have any
Yeah.
any should I ask the question again?
No, you got.
Nico was listening.
I think what like I look at it as like, especially our youth. They all the trauma and the addiction that's affected them, and a lot of I think the non-natives. They have theirs. Their stuff going on, but the natives is that's going on with them too, and how not that we're better, it's just different, and help them to understand in our culture and where we come from and how we were raised, and being the awareness, and just keeping our youth in school education, let them know that the culture's there, the dance, the powwows, the sweats, the ceremonies, and there's other educational, the college, able to move, go play sports, and just travel the world.
Yes. Yes. You got one?
My turn.
You got one?
All right. I think there's a lot in the community that we represent that everybody knows who the CNAs are. Like you could say CNA around any of these communities, and everybody knows who they are.
Caddo and Apache?
Mhm.
Yeah, that's exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Certified nursing assistant.
Hey.
I'm not sure Isaiah, you know that who that
Freaking
is.
Alabama? Yeah.
But like around here, everybody knows who that is, and so like I think there's still a stigma out there in the communities about that and about the relationship that the tribe has with everybody or different communities. And I think that what we've been working on with everything that we've been doing is building those relationships back with the communities and helping them to understand that there's more to it and that there are people out there that are willing to come out and do things in the communities and not just help CNA people, it's help everybody.
Yeah.
And so
Mhm.
it's just that's why we call our group All Nations, because that's exactly who we're trying to reach. And for us to have that reach now and for people to start wanting to partner with us and do things different, we can start to have those avenues of being able to teach them different things like Mingo got to do today. Like I don't think that relationship with the Redlands has ever happened, and they're here in the hometown.
Yeah, yeah,
It's been
yeah.
all
And
these
so
years.
like and there's always been a partnership, and you could see the partnerships with the schools that are happening around with Tradition on Addiction doing all the work that they're doing. And so slowly these barriers are being broken down to where the communities that we're working with, they want us to be there, whereas I think they used to be scared about partnering with the tribe
Yes,
or
for sure.
allowing somebody to come in there because they're afraid of losing control, or they're afraid of
Yeah.
what we're going to say, or they're afraid of how people are going to perceive. Oh, well, we let the tribe come in here. What's going to happen now?
Savages.
Yeah.
Mhm, they're in here.
And then they hear, like especially with us, like how laid back it can be and how humorous it can be, and you can talk about having roaches in your house.
Roaches, lice, everything
Yeah,
that Mingo
lice.
was listing off today.
Yeah, so it's just like it's just those simple conversations where I think we're able to relate to people, and they're not afraid to be able to have those relationships and to build those bridges anymore. And so I think that helps a lot, especially when it comes to, and it allows us to teach not just who we are but our history as well.
Definitely.
And I think it helps because a lot of people think they understand everything about us, but they don't understand where we came from. And it's like our princess always says, we're still here, but we're based off of, like, we have a history. All of our ancestors
Yeah.
were here. We went through this, but we're still here. And so I think to be able to teach them and to be able to educate them on things that we know and why we do the things that we do is very important.
Mado.
Just sniffing the
So,
mic
I
or
know.
something.
Well, I think y'all have all had some great points in there. I like Domingo's remark about about the youth. Get our youth more involved so we can start having this positive influence. I think there's a big, I guess you could call it a stigma about who we are, because I remember when this town used to have a lot of people that laid on the streets, my family included. My family, I would definitely see my uncle just wherever he felt like laying down is where he laid. And so I think they have that in the back of their minds. Like that's who these people can be. That's who, maybe, we are a drunk Indian to, a lot of people. But I feel like we're also working on changing that for a lot of people. You know what I mean? Like the recovery part, making that a natural, I don't know if you call it natural, but just making it a normal conversation about, man, this person's improving his life. This person's getting better. Have you seen Barry? Like, well, that guy won't shut the hell up. But sometimes he has something good to say,
Every once
yeah.
in a
Every
couple hours. Yeah,
while.
he'll have a little gem,
Every day.
and then he'll latch onto it forever.
yeah. But it's it's these types of things that we're doing here. I feel like as long as we're able to put it out in the public and keep grinding, I think that's one thing that we stay doing. Everybody knows how busy we are. You know, so if we show up where you're at, you're lucky.
Yeah. You matter.
Yeah, that means you're gonna make something of yourself.
Well, I mean, you know, there's a lot of good things that happen, you know, because you know we represent those people that used to lay on them streets. You know, we represent them people that are struggling. You know, the people that suffer in silence. You know, so I think it's like very important that we just keep you know keep at it, keep going because what did she say? Yeah, me
Stop the entire thought to see what she answers.
Oh, my wife's message.
Oh wait, hold up. Yeah,
Let me go back.
Yeah.
yeah, straight repping. We're straight repping.
Why'd you ignore what she
Yeah.
said?
16.
Are you talking about corned
Well,
beef or
corned beef, squash the stigma.
Yep.
But you know, it's just one of those things that we're gonna have to stay. You know, we're gonna, you know, we may, who knows, we may have to always prove who we are, but because of we're so us being so proud of who we are, I don't think that's anything. You know, that's asking too much. You know, I love who I am. I love what I am. You know, and it hasn't always been that way. You know, I'm from Western Oklahoma. I'm from Custer County. I mean, what
Ugh.
you know, what's
Right.
worse than naming a county after a man that murdered and killed women and children? You know, my ancestors. I mean, to me, that's like a slap in the face. You know, that's like, I mean, I can't wait till the day that they change that. You know, but you know, that's where I grew up in that area. You know, so I love, you know, the fact that we get these opportunities today. You know, we're just taking it upon ourselves, you know, to do these types of things. And let me shut up now because I'm gonna keep going. Now I'm getting mad.
I was gonna say earlier, we were talking about how we get out there and how much it's changed who we are and how we're looked at now. Is that it's kind of changed for us to where people are starting to recognize who we are,
Yeah.
and but it's going beyond that step now to where like everything that we're doing is having an influence over the people that we're starting to represent and the people that are looking to us for Rezcovery or for recovering out loud. And it's such a big difference because there's people that Darian talk to all the time. There's people that Mingo talk to all the time. There's people that you talk to all the time. And it's like that's a sphere of influence that we have now. And we're not just representing ourselves anymore. We're
Yeah.
representing so many other people. And like that in itself is like you never would have thought. I can guarantee you, every single person on this couch never would have thought that we were going to influence anybody else in our lives.
Yeah.
I know I did.
Maybe,
And
yeah,
so-
not in a positive way.
Yeah, especially that guy down there.
Yeah.
But that's just the thoughts about it because I grew up knowing how Barry used to be. We've had that story before, but it's just like, man, I was like, he always used to walk around in his little wife beater, acting like he was going to take on the world. And now he doesn't have that beater on, but he still walks around acting like he's taking on the world.
He upgraded to the vest.
Yeah.
I own the
He
world.
wears his choker and his vest, walking around.
Yeah, for some reason, at a desk, out of all places, at a desk, computer right in front.
Saving
But,
lives.
it's just crazy to think about that, to see how far we've come in the short amount of time we've had, and to know that, hey, man, I was like, we're not just influencing people that are around us. It's their influence because we know that Dave has been doing all this work and doing everything he's doing, but now he's starting to influence people.
Yeah.
Cassandra's influencing people. Kat is influencing people. Dale might be influencing people, but in the wrong way. That's just the way.
He's influencing all the aunties.
Yeah. even this Pinky called him out on it. So, but yeah, that's just to think about all that's going on and how much of a change we've helped with people. Dang,
Who's that?
I
Mr.
need to
Steve?
go
spamming
through
YouTube.
and delete that stuff.
Well, shout out to Mr. Z.
Thanks for showing up.
Call it how you see it.
Yeah. You too.
And picked the wrong group.
Yeah.
All right.
Let it ride. Let it ride. But I feel good. I feel good about having these opportunities because there was a time in my life, like you were saying, who would have ever thought that I would have something good to say to somebody, or I would think of somebody besides myself. Just last week and this week, my niece reached out to me last week. She said, her boyfriend had came home from a bender and she was listening to the live, and it just made him feel like he wanted to change. He was actually thinking about recovery now. And then, had a good conversation with a young lady. She was talking about doing the same thing, the same, having this, watching the live and hearing, having somebody listen to it, and it just made them think that, okay, maybe this is possible. Maybe I can do this thing. Maybe there is just a glimmer of hope. And sometimes that's all a person needs. Sometimes that's, I remember thinking the only way out of this thing is if I die. That's the only way out. I didn't see no other avenue. I didn't understand the opportunity. I didn't understand that I was getting in God's way. So just being able to have this, just this whole, even the guy's comment,
See,
I'm still dying at it. I'm trying to keep it together.
but that's the cash that we're dealt. That's the cash that
Yeah.
you're dealt, and that's all right. Everybody's got something to say, and it can be good, or or you can just think about yourself, So just being able to be a part of this team. Mr. Givens said David Levi. Yeah.
Hey,
Just okay.
That's because Dave told him earlier that he gave him bugs at a well variety meeting. But it's like we're a representation of what's possible, and I think people can grab onto that, and they get to see like, hey man, I was like, uh, Mingo used to be like this, but now he's able to go up and teach people about the things that he knows.
He's still
You're able
rugged.
to do the same thing.
Mm.
Yeah.
In a good way.
Yes, right.
Like that.
Yeah.
I think about that all the time. I remember I could talk circles around people and not, I knew a whole lot about a whole lot of nothing. When I could talk my head off,
Still the same way.
Yeah, you mean
but now, given the opportunity, I want to see my people, be able to uplift themselves, beat that stigma. I want to see people, learn how to do the right thing when nobody's looking, and just have that sense of community that I'm not by myself anymore. I'm not in this thing by myself. I mean, there's a whole bunch of people in recovery in this town. I found them at the 506, South Barker. That's my home group. And then it just led me to this Wellbriety thing, and I've never looked back. I still consider the 506 the place that saved my life. But this Wellbriety thing has done things for me, that gives me back that connection. Gives me back that connection that I didn't have anywhere else. And to me, that's like the most important part is the connection. Without this connection, the opposite of addiction is connection. So
Mm.
I know that it's like the same way that you feel about 506. Like people now are like, man, that's the way I feel about 1950.
yeah.
And it's crazy to think that
Mm-hmm.
we've come that far to where people are like, man, without your meetings, without this happening, I wouldn't be where I'm at today. And to hear those kind of stories, it always amazes me because we've come so far in everything that we're doing, and I feel like we're just at the tip to where we'll be able to do way more.
Yep.
No, I didn't say that. I didn't
It's
say
the same way he looked whenever he was talking
Yeah,
about
that's
being
what
on top.
Yeah, no, it's
I didn't even
long
say
time.
that.
Being on top.
And then he just looks me dead in the eye and smirks.
I just heard it.
Did it real
I didn't even. I don't know what
know
they're
where
laughing
Harry's
about.
mind goes
but,
to all the time, man. So,
thank you, Nat. Thank you for the comment.
Oh,
I'm not being biased tonight. I'm
no.
just,
I feel like you're being biased.
All
thank
these
you,
other
Bruce.
people
You
were
don't
talking
even-
about
you didn't
stuff
even
you
look
don't
at
even
Bruce.
it.
acknowledge.
Well, Daniel and David are just going at it right here on the comments. You know, they're probably laying right next to each other.
Looking the bugs out of each other's
Yo,
head.
head shake. I appreciate that, Ruth. We're trying. I would have to say more than anything, that's the thing is that we're trying. Do I feel like our job is ever done? Never. Our people are still out there suffering. People don't even know we exist in our own town. And I think that's crazy. But I think, the word is out, the cat's out the bag. You know, some Terry was telling me that he seen a Mustang in Oklahoma City with the California tag that had our tour sticker on there. People are finding out who we are, what we're about, what we're doing. And I think that's the most important thing is that we got to keep trying. We got to stay at this. It can be overwhelming. Some places we go, man, I get overstimulated. You know what I mean? But I mean, if I just sit down, kind of ground myself, and then somebody walks up and is like, "Hey, my grandson or my brother," or you know what I mean? It just puts me right back into this mindset that they deserve a chance too, just like I did. So I think it's very important that we keep going.
Something happened this weekend at our dance. It's like Ron came back to the circle after what he say? It's been 4 years when he was sharing
Yeah.
that since he's lost his brother, that he finally found the strength to be able to come back, and it was because of the work that we're doing. And to hear him be able to say that and say that now I want to be able to start sharing about my story and to recover out loud
It's
is
powerful.
it's crazy powerful. And to sit there and hear those kind of stories, especially from elders and things like that, like because there used to be this whole stigma, like don't ever tell anybody that
Yeah.
you're in recovery, don't ever tell anybody that used to be addicted to alcohol and this stuff. Just go through it, you'll be able to make it, don't worry about it. And now it's like sharing your story is so powerful. And that's why just hearing the things that we do and the stories that we do, it's sometimes sometimes I have to take like a little break because man, I was like, it can bring you down. I was about at the same time, it's real uplifting at the same time because so many people um have come so far. So
Yeah. Yeah. And like going back to our influence, like there's been many times where we'll go to a whole nother town or side of Oklahoma and people will already know who we are. But it happened a lot in Anadarko for the parade where like we saw people going by and they're like, "Oh my God, CNA tour! Like we love you guys." And we're like, "Who was that?" Like, and so it's crazy imagining where our reach stops because it's just like all over the place. But getting to the ones that we really need to, it's hit and miss, and so that's
Yeah.
why we tried different event styles, different ways to reach the people, whether it's mail out systems, social media, cookouts and communities after hours, like anything like that. It's all trial and error, and I think that's what gives us strength. Is we're not afraid to try like different methods to reach. Because I mean, last year we tried like after school or after hours events, like at 6 or 7. And then now, like almost all of DOH is starting to do like all after
Yeah.
hour stuff. Now it's exhausting because
Yeah.
then we gotta go, and we're like, oh, but it's the way we reach our people. Like it's dreadful whenever we're driving there, but on the way back, it's like
Yeah,
totally
we
worth
have
it.
the best time.
Yeah, like we're always the loudest table.
Yeah. Get
Because we
called
don't.
out.
Yeah, yeah, we don't know how to act.
now we know we could just do this
Yeah.
at the events,
Yeah,
Y'all
this is
are
our
back.
excuse
and
now.
everybody's all excited about us being there doing this at their event. So
No, this is the least we've worked, but it's still getting the message out there, and spreading the word of recovery, or any kind of word or messaging. I mean, we saw like this morning it was Carly talking about culture helping her and how younger people are welcome in the community to come into the circle. It's just they just gotta take that leap.
Yeah.
And it's not even a leap. It just feels like it's gonna be a leap, but it's something.
It's that fear.
Yeah,
It's that fear.
it's the
Mhm.
fear of not knowing the right way. But I mean, once you get in there, it's great. It's healing.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
and
biggest leap
everything.
is trying to get everybody else to get over that fear.
Yeah.
Because you've already done it, and so you're trying to get everybody else to take that leap to get over that fear to join you in conducting their own circle or do whatever.
Mhm.
That's what's exciting about having Carly is she's wanting to do this and do things with her fellow classmates and things like that.
Yeah.
That's so exciting. So
Yeah, Carly does. And I was thinking about Taylor's how she like poured out her heart
Right
after
yeah.
we finished the live. But it's these types of things that bring those things out. She had. I mean, you could just feel that.
Tearing up.
Yeah, she was tearing up. I mean, and it's a beautiful thing to see. That they're able to make that connection where other people are struggling. Who wants to talk to their kids, or what kid wants to talk to their parents about addiction? Maybe their parents are going through addiction. Maybe they're going through the addiction. It's these tough subjects. And we're trying to normalize that. I mean, and I don't, even today, if one of my kids came at me, it would take a lot. You know what I mean? Like the whole PRSS thing and all that would just go right out the window because I'm a dad first, and I just can't imagine, but at the same time, I want to, if my kids are struggling, I want to be able to, for them to be able to turn to me for these things, I may not be the smartest guy in the world, but you ain't gonna outdone me, as I always say, So
Yeah, nobody's
No
done it
one-
yet.
nobody can
no one's
outdumb
doubting
me.
you in that area.
But I mean, it's just something that I feel like because you can't go where I went. You know what I mean? And because most people don't make it back from there. You can't do what I did, and then live a good life. I've lost too many friends. I've lost too many of my close friends, to this thing. And, I just feel blessed that I get the opportunity to help out the next person. So we appreciate your comment, Patrice. That really means a lot. And Logan Starr says hello from Stacy. And Mr. Daniel Givens wants to know how many guys are on that couch.
I'm just on a metal chair.
Yo.
It's just three.
There's
They
three.
said I couldn't sit on them laps, so I'm over here.
After him two stepping today, I
know.
don't know,
I was just
man.
gonna lay down.
Yeah.
There's a pillow.
Have a
Just put
mic.
your
Yep.
head right here. Oh my
Yeah, we're still trying to figure out how we can get 4 people on a podcast at once in our little corner. So this
Yeah.
is the best solution right
And
now.
be on the couch.
In the lab.
Yeah.
So tell Stacy we said hello, Logan.
But what else? I mean, I'm trying to think of everything we've done this year. Like I was thinking about it the other day, and I was
Yeah,
like, it feels
recap.
like the beginning of the year was like so far, like
Yeah.
so long ago.
Lifetimes ago.
Yeah, and we were just not like barely doing anything. It seemed like, even though we were doing a lot, but like I mean, the Facebook Live started, with the iPhone, I think in January or
Yeah.
Yeah.
maybe before that. But our mail out system started in January, and
We got that award.
yeah, we got an
Was that in
award.
April?
Yeah, I want to try to see if Carly could be nominated for the youth award. I think that would be something
Yeah,
that's
for
well
sure.
deserved. And it'd be cool to see, from the same tribe 2 years in a row that awards are coming for public health, and so hopefully we can swing that. We'll just send in her "We're Still Here" interview from the news, and then call it good. But it's crazy seeing how much we've grown, especially just the Gord clan. I mean, January we made our debut, then ended up
Yeah.
co-hosting like 30 dances in a couple
Yeah,
months.
That was crazy.
That was a lot.
Had our own benefit dances, decided to have a princess, and we're still going. And now we're talking about junior princesses next year, hopefully, and seeing, where we can grow, where we can best help our people. Because I know, working at a tribe, there's a lot of like limitations, and so that's why we do a lot of stuff. Part of the Gourd clan, which right now there's no limits, and so it gets us into places to help others that need it. Where federal dollars don't really
There
do
was
much.
like a switch that was flipped sometime during the summertime to where it was we were doing all these different things, and then all of a sudden it was like everybody was seeing the success of everything that we were doing, and now everyone's like, we need them to be a part of whatever it is
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
we're doing.
Mm.
We need to figure out how they're doing everything that they're doing, and that way we can start finding that same success.
Mhm.
And now that it's to that point, like it's like, oh my goodness, people want us to go like we've been to Oto. We're going to go to Pawnee this upcoming the end of the month. There's all these different places that are wanting us to go to different places to teach.
Or they come to us.
Yeah, or they
Yeah.
come to us, and there's just opportunity after opportunity after opportunity for us to get out there and to continue to do the work that we're doing, and to start helping people to understand, like, hey, this is how you can do it. This is the way you can do it.
Mhm.
And it's fun to see like people's eyes light up to see like this wasn't some real hard process that we did.
Yeah.
It was just us getting out there starting
Yeah.
to talk.
Just winging it.
Yeah,
Just
and,
being willing. Just
Yeah.
being willing to do it.
Yeah. I mean, like, it's crazy. Like, we have people asking us to headline conferences. Like, I got asked to speak in Oregon, and I'm like, Oregon for a suicide prevention conference. And I'm like, how'd you guys even hear about us? And,
Yeah,
and they're just like, oh, it was from this conference, and then like we heard good things, and so like the opportunities are like flowing in, and it's just a matter of us like, do we go way outside of our realm, or do we stick with our communities? And I think we're trying to balance both, to where we can expand and help other communities, so that way it comes back to us, and like in a what is it a bigger way,
yeah.
in
It's
positivity.
so much to where we're like, okay, maybe we need to figure out a way outside over here to do stuff.
Yeah,
In a good way like that.
Yeah, and still continue to do our jobs.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like it's just a lot of stuff, but it's a lot of good stuff that's coming in. And so the Gourd clan was just one of those things where it was us taking the leap to go outside of your typical work thing, and then we somehow were able to get it through the grant, and so now it's part of tour actually, but we're still going to use it outside of tour, just for
Yeah,
for
definitely.
how we can fit it in. And so we want to see eventually a big O powwow, eventually, just like Earl was talking about.
Yeah.
That way we can bring even more people together. Like, we want to replicate how the Comanches have a recovery powwow. It would be great to have us doing it.
Yeah.
Good comment,
Yeah,
Daniel.
that's very true, Daniel.
Let me put
That's
that
literally how we go about trying to get to connect with people,
Mm.
and just telling our story, and how even if we can go to an event that has 300 people there, if we can help save one life there, that's the most important
Yeah,
part.
it's always worth
And,
it.
that's like, I think that's kind of like a goal that we have all the time. It's like, if we have one person come up to us saying that we help them in their recovery journey, or to start their recovery journey, that's all that matters. So
Yeah, for sure. And thank you, David Klippel, for tuning in. We appreciate the view,
River Valley.
Uh Would you tell it better next time? I'm just kidding. Before I ever have like a speaking engagement, or before we do the live, I just say a prayer. Say a prayer that it reaches the people that it needs to reach, and the people that need to hear it, get the most out of whatever it is, I got to say, because I can't tell my story over and over and over the same way. I always, something else always comes into play that day. Because, man, my life was crazy and rugged. There's so many different ways I could tell it. So, I feel like as long as I'm staying honest, and my intent is to help those that I feel like, I can connect with those people. So, it becomes a thing, you tell your story so much. Like, is it getting any better? Is there any,
no,
because I used to talk about,
Yeah.
how all the dumb stuff that I used to do, because nobody's going to outdone me, right? But what I like to talk about today is where I found the solution and how I'm healing today. You know, that's like to me the most important thing about telling my story. So, you know,
I think you've grown enough to where most of the people around here know your story already, and
yeah,
so now you're able to use the knowledge that you've gained
Mhm.
since you started your recovery journey to start helping people. And I think that's where you switched, and I think that's what people are latching on to. And we talked about it a little bit the other day. Is like your sphere of influence is growing, man, and like to see how many people you're affecting and how many people are like they literally wait to hear
Yeah, we'll get
like
messages all
what
the
you have
time.
to say
Yeah.
in the morning time, and maybe they just want to see Mingo in the morning.
Yep.
But
Can't even open his eyes
they
yet.
literally,
He's
yeah,
just sitting there,
he's
just
barely
eyes
keeping
closed.
his eyes open right
I'll
now.
just see. Yeah, there's Bingo.
Bro,
And so
no,
we have to make
Grove
he's
Street,
even in green.
Tupac,
Yeah.
Grove
Yeah,
Street.
what Tupac quote you
what's your
got?
Tupac quote
Yeah,
today?
every
San,
thug needs a
San
lady.
Andreas. Every man needs a lady.
But you know,
Tupac changes.
Yeah.
I think it is crazy. I think it is crazy, you know, to think that the positive effect that we're having, you know, and do I feel like we're even close to where like we're peaking? Nah, man, I think there's so much more we can do. So many avenues, you know, because this is like uncharted territory around here. You know, in northwestern Oklahoma, there's what us and two other organizations.
Yeah.
I mean, that covers about how many counties is that? I mean,
19.
Yeah, something like 1920.
19, 20 counties. I mean, that's like a whole quarter of this state.
Mm.
And it's just us and two other, I mean, programs that,
And they're not small counties. It's like the biggest,
Yeah,
the biggest ones in
big.
Oklahoma.
yeah. And to see the effect that we're having, I mean, I think it just speaks volumes about what, you know, the commitment that it takes. You know, I mean, just the commitment alone. You know, it can get overwhelming at times. You know, my phone may never stop ringing sometimes. You know, but you know, I also understand that the creator is working in their life. You know, and I always ask the creator to let me be a vessel of his work. And I feel like as long as I can keep that in mind, as long as I can keep those prayers going, you know, this thing is never going to be about me, you know, because I feel like, you know, that's the last thing that it ever needs to be about is what can I get out of this? What can this do for me, you know? Uh
Can get you to go to Billings for free.
oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you know, but you know, uh
Did anything good happen
that
up
was
there, Mary?
that was all Mahio, you know. Yeah.
Working through me.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Was it a funga?
Funga, funga.
It was all a funga, you know.
Hey.
Funga. Yeah.
Yeah. Funga.
So you know, I just been blessed, super blessed on
Mm.
my journey.
That's
You know, just like Dave said, you know, it's just not crazy anymore.
Mhm.
Still rugged,
Yeah.
you know. But it's just amazing to me. You know, I get to be a part of this amazing team. You know, my dream was to come home and help my people. You know, so I just, you know, y'all made that happen for me, and I'm just super blessed. You know that I
Oh.
even get the opportunity. You
Mm.
know, no telling, no tell. I mean, I'd probably still be working with buffaloes and cows. You know, which paid better at the time, but you know, luckily,
Didn't get to talking to camera.
Yeah.
you know, luckily, you know, I was able to just get the opportunity, you know, and I feel like I'm trying to make the most of this. So quit being rugged to me, you know, quit making me say all these rugged things. Darian got me in trouble today, actually.
What did I say
When
this time?
What'd you say?
no, he was the one talking the loudest, and the lady was about to pray, and she looks at me because I'm facing her, and of course the guy walks up to shake my hand. Hey, it's good to see you, Barry. In the back, we're praying. Ball cap. And I was just like,
laughing through the whole prayer. Too.
laughing.
Yeah.
I couldn't help it. I mean, that kind of triggered me a little, but I had to kill it
Laughter.
with humor right from the jump,
Deflect. You got to deflect.
Ruggedness.
because there's no telling, that ruggedness was about to come out.
There's a good rugged and
Throw the
there's
ball
a bad
cap.
rugged.
Yeah,
You've turned to the good rugged side.
yeah,
The bad rugged about came out.
almost,
It was-
almost.
it was on that
If
line.
it came off a wife beater, would have been under.
True.
Superman.
What'd you say?
That R from Rezcovery off.
Yeah.
All tore up.
Hey.
Wives,
Stains and everything.
slingshot, all tore up, hose, greasy.
Would have lost 100 pounds real
Yeah.
fast.
Yeah.
Like the opposite of the Hulk. Just
But he
shrinking.
walked around like he was the Hulk back then.
I was the
He could
Hulk.
knock anybody out back then with his little skinny.
Should have tried it. Should have tried it.
Yeah.
didn't have to.
And we didn't get Dave on here so he
Dave-
can tell
Dave-
their story
Dave
about
did
them
for us.
together. Yeah. That
Yeah,
story
Dave got
cracked
me.
me
Dave
up.
got
Tossed you around.
Yeah.
Dave got me. Dave got me.
That's why I don't mess with him no more.
Yeah. That's why
I kind of
we're
asked for it
friends.
though. I swung on him first.
Oh, man.
Where's my TV at?
Yeah.
Where's my charger?
But yeah.
Oh man. He's like, I had a light up charger. I think David took it from me.
Wrote it on his.
I know he put it on his.
On my
thing.
amends. Oh no, it's on my it's on my force.
Yeah, your inventory.
His inventory. He really put that down.
Yeah.
This guy
I
owed me
had to.
$20.
I had to. But it's just part of the process. All part of the
Dave
process.
still has the bond ticket.
Dang.
Yeah.
Well, I'm done.
Give me that ticket.
I don't like talking about this story.
No, it's part of my story. I got to tell it.
It's great, man.
No, I'm
Got to tell it.
need your after hours stories. Just Barry After Dark.
Barry After Dark.
It's all those ones that you tell us when we're not live.
Yeah.
Just be sitting here and be like,
she's
this one
not here
time.
right now, so you can talk a little bit.
Nah, we don't need those stories. We don't need those stories. It's all about the solution.
Those
today.
5 wives stories.
Yeah.
Hey.
Amick said he was like Tom Brady with all the rings.
Oh. I got one wife. That's all I need. Don't listen to him, babe. Calling me Tom Brady over here.
With all his rings.
Yes, Tom Botone.
Hey, I'll play.
Well,
Good,
what else are we? Y'all got off on we were talking good, and
Yeah, see.
let y'all get the mic, and it just goes to hell.
Oh,
I thought it was good.
yeah, it was great.
Of course, you two do.
Yeah.
Well,
Heckle and Jekyll
I've
over
never
here.
known what it's like to have 5 wives.
That's right.
See, he's embracing it now, so that's good.
Oh man.
Well,
Very big.
see, we done
Hard show.
we done went so far off. Like, I'm gonna pass the mic over to y'all. Let y'all.
Appreciate it.
Hey, listen to Mingo's good
Oh,
words.
okay.
Mingo's been trying to
Trying to
chime
stay
in. We're going.
Yeah, he's been sniffing the
breathing into
mic.
the phone.
Just breathing.
Sniffing the mic.
Yeah. Channeling his inner buffalo.
Yeah.
I just now seen that comment.
Oh my goodness. Janelle laughing at us. What?
So you got good words, Mingo?
Go ahead. What you got to say?
Oh,
You tell your story,
my story?
your recovery story.
Mhm.
2 weeks.
No, 3 weeks.
It's on camera. We got it. We got it.
You gotta be real.
Yeah, I'm being real. Hey.
It's been 3 weeks. Oh man.
Uh oh. So what? Yeah. You come a long ways.
So we got our events coming up. Circle Giving.
Oh yeah, we didn't do announcements earlier, did we?
No, we didn't actually.
Why are y'all done?
I mean, we'll do the big important ones and then go back to just
Right, there's the important ones. Talk space.
Just talking.
Yeah, big important ones are Circle of Giving.
Yep.
Oh, it's just me and Barry on the screen now.
Oh.
There's just two guys on the couch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Circle of Giving, I mean, this is our next big thing that we want to see everybody to come out to support youth. This is another thing that we're just like trying to pioneer, is a toy drive
Yeah.
specifically for kids affected by substance use or secondary victims of substance use. And so we want to, reach these kids and bring them hope and bring light to them in this time of the year. And so we're doing a benefit dance / toy drive on December 7th at the Give Miles ERC. There's going to be a special tribal council meeting that day at the ERC too. And so we got to figure out how that's going to work out. But
Well-
probably following that, we'll be there. So if anybody wants to stay to help,
Shouldn't last that long.
it shouldn't last that long.
Hope
It's
so.
just a budget,
As long as they
Yeah.
pass the budget.
pass or fail,
Mhm.
whichever one.
Yeah. Them
But-
funds.
Yeah. But so hopefully, if you're at tribal council, you guys can stay after. That way you can join us in the arena in the circle of healing and giving and help.
There'll be some games, right?
Yeah, we're working out the games, the social dancing, the contests. So I think prevention programs are going to do a Mr. and Mrs. Claus potato dance, winner take all. I don't know what the prize is yet, and then they're also going to do a junior and tiny tot elf contest. So it'll be dress up like an elf, get in the arena, and then I think they'll do first, second, third, and then consolations.
So instead of a clown dance, it'll be like an elf dance.
Yep.
Mm.
Be that, and then we're doing hat shawl / princess sash dance. So if like you put a shawl on a guy, they have to go dance. A hat on a woman, they have to dance, or a princess sash, they have to dance. So we'll do that.
Mm.
Yeah, Carly already called out Darian.
Yeah, apparently I'm gonna be the one, so I'm gonna be in the bathroom.
Seen you
that
get
whole time.
spun.
I know she saw how good I was two-stepping with Isaiah, so she wanted to see what my moves were like out there. But yeah, that's our big event.
I think this event, it kind of hits close to home because, I grew up in that kind of environment, and I remember, the struggles of the expectations of things happening during Christmas time or during holiday time. And, as a kid growing up, you just think it's a normal environment. It's not until you go to school and you see other kids that have different things that they got during times that you ever realize that anything is any different. Or how in the world were you able to get that when my family wasn't able to provide those same things? And so to see and to think that we had enough knowledge to try to think about this kind of event is kind of cool, because there's tons of kids, from the youngest to the oldest that are still affected, even up to teenagers that are going through all that. So I think it's just it's a big deal that we're able to try to give back in this manner and not just focus on making, trying to get money for the Gourd Clan or for tour and everything that we're trying to do. We want to be able to try to give back, especially during this time, and, doing it for the kids. And, we focus a lot on the ones that are in recovery, but we don't want to leave out the ones that are affected by those that are trying to get into recovery and those that are still trying to find the solution. So, we don't want to leave those children out. And as one that had to go through that, I think it's, this kind of a big event for us. So looking forward to seeing everybody support and everybody be able to get out there. So.
Thank you, Aaron.
Oh, there's
Laura.
Miss Cheyenne Pretty
Cheyenne
Flower.
Pretty Flower. We
She
sat
went
by her
two
table.
step today too.
Yeah, and she has some cool stuff for their program. They got a lot of awesome stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool puzzles, magnets, stickers, all sorts of stuff. And then we were trying to get her on the podcast, and then we had the Princess and the Queen jump on.
Yeah.
And so we're rescheduling her because we were going to be like, do you want to just show up to the office? And so hopefully we can get her to spread her good words to everybody, because she is part of the Wichita HIV program, but she is a CNA member, if I remember right. I think.
Yeah.
I'll wait for her to comment.
I'm sure she'll correct us.
Yeah. The comment.
But yeah,
Thank you.
Yeah. A wrong.
Aaron, little
Little
man,
man.
appreciate the comment. Laura,
Aaron.
Aaron.
Aaron,
Aaron.
thank you, Laura. Miss Candy, I'll be there. Just let me know when.
CNA all the way. All right. All right.
CNA
the
all
way.
the way.
Good.
Good deal.
Was she a good dancer? You two stepped with her.
Oh yeah,
Did she spin you?
yeah. One time.
Okay, good.
Well, what else we got?
I don't know.
Oh yeah. What else
Got
is-
what?
I
Just
know we
sweat
got
tonight, right?
yeah, sweat tonight.
Yeah, we're
Sweat
sweating tonight.
talking circles tomorrow.
Yeah, we sweat every Wednesday at Concho.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, not about what you
sorry.
said. It's about what she
Yeah,
said.
she spun him real hard.
Just spun him hard. Got,
Got-
got,
Don't act shy now.
Did she spin you? Good question.
But we sweat every Wednesday out there at Concho. We got a lot of people in recovery. I mean, it's not like a recovery sweat, but because of Wellbriety, it teaches you to get back in to your culture, to your ceremonies. It's part of your step work.
Mm.
You take your problems in there. Maybe after you do your fourth step, you take them in there and you leave them with them grandfathers, and you're able to like leave things there and hand it over to God. So that's why I like taking time out every Wednesday. We try. I mean, it's not like the biggest sweat. It's not we can't fit like but we'll squeeze in there. I feel like that's the great thing about being CNA is that we have this open door policy. Is that when somebody shows up for help, you can't ever turn them away. No matter who shows up, as long as they're not like inebriated, like as long as you come in a good way, that's the good thing about CNAs around here is that they'll sit down with you and pray with you.
Yeah.
So it's an important part of my recovery.
I don't think it. I'm not trying to say this in a bad way, but I think it's something that we should try to do on our not on our own, but like start from the beginning and have people go, especially the ones that are involved in our circles, and start with the gathering. And just go get the willows, find a spot for the cells, learn how to build it. You know, um, start learning that way because it's a big deal. Being able to make that connection to like we say, ground ourselves. And there's that's just it's just something that I think a lot of people they need to learn. And it's like you said, it's part of Wellbriety, part of connecting back to your culture, and being part of that sweat and being part of that ceremony is a big deal. And for them to learn that whole entire process, I think is something that a lot of people would benefit from. So I think that's something we need to start looking into, especially when it's time to for the willows to get back to where the stage to where we can start using them again. So
Yeah, it'd be a great idea. I mean, I don't know. There's a lot of I've seen a lot of good things happen by going to sweat. Seen a lot of prayers answered. Things that we've asked for inside them lodges. Watch it happen. For people, and that's what it just helps that faith. It just gives me that encouragement that I'm on the right path. And you know I believe tonight we're gonna have Mr. Matthias. Matthias is gonna run it for us. Which he's my neighbor. He lives downstairs from me at the apartments. But I mean, he's been we Sundance together. He was right next to me, so that's where our connection began. I always knew who he was, but never got to know him until we sat by each other and had these good conversations. We had this same bug that was bothering both of us. I threw it out, then it crawled over to him, and then he ends up throwing it out. So it was kind of funny, but he gave me some good advice while we were in there. So that's where that connection began. So for us to be able to get back in a lodge together and sit down and pray together, I think it's amazing. I love being Cheyenne.
Yeah, I think the connection of knowing that it's not just you praying for something, you have a circle of people that are praying with you,
Yeah, very
and
important.
to know that how important that is. And we talked about it a little bit whenever I did the podcast at the elders event, and how important it is to know that there are other people that are out there that are praying for you, and like that influence, and to know that, man, I was like, we wake up in the morning and it's just part of our process. Like, we wake up, we pray in the morning, and then we get going about our day. But you know, there's just something about knowing that, hey man, it's awesome to know that Barry's probably thinking. I'm not saying that you do, or if you have, I'm sure you do. But like, just for instance, like, to know that, hey man, we're praying for David today, and we pray for everybody on a daily basis. But to know that and to have that, it's just powerful to know that there's others that are out there that are praying for you. And it just becomes like you just kind of rely on that, because it just gives you strength and
Yeah.
in knowing that. So
You see what AA Ron put?
Yeah.
Yes, if you knew Uncle
Yeah.
Harvey Miles.
I do remember Harvey. He was a good man, man. I remember him real good. Harvey was, he always was good to me. Your Uncle Harvey was always good to me, no matter what. Good man. He really believed in our Cheyenne way. So I was very proud to know him. So yeah, I do remember him, Aaron. Thank you for asking that. He was Kid Fox. He's a Kid Fox brother. So
it never fails, no matter how many times we
Yeah.
try to be
Yeah,
serious.
Isaac
Someone's
comes
always
swinging in.
come
Yeah,
in
it be playing
about
too
some
much.
nonsense.
I know it's
And
such
I
a
was
roller
like,
coaster in here. You can have the deepest moment.
we're trying to talk about prayer and how important it is.
pray for my bugs.
And this guy's talking about praying for everybody's bugs.
Yeah.
It's just you never know what you're gonna get in this thing.
Never know what you're gonna get.
Well, I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm tired of you talking about my
Done with
bugs.
y'all.
Everybody's talking about my bugs
Go get a
today.
haircut.
Gonna come and shave.
What did we say? What if Domingo came in with mayonnaise in his
Yeah, mayonnaise in a grocery bag.
All greasy.
Yo.
Them,
Get rid of your
them
lice, amigo.
Darlington bugs coming
Yeah.
out.
Mm. No, chill bugs.
Gotta be humble.
Cheyenne laughter express.
Oh, man. I guess we can't. That starts to make us sound too professional, and that's the way we are when we talk that way. So, got to keep that laughter going.
Yep.
Yeah, when it isn't y'all.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Talking about me and my wife over there.
Oh.
Like, oh my God. Yeah.
Your
my
wife
bugs.
talks about you.
Oh, yeah, that's
She'll
right.
send
She
in
was
the
the one
messages
laughing.
herself.
You over here. It's not funny.
Yeah. She'll talk about you talking about corned beef and squash. That wasn't even us. That was her saying it.
It's funny is he has the shirt that says corns, beans, and squash.
She's literally posted on that shirt.
Oh yeah.
And he said,
That's
"Oh yeah,
her
corned
on
beef
that
and
shirt.
Corned beef and squash.
You don't count. You're corned beef now.
The good kind.
Go to
The
Southern.
$5 kind.
Yeah, not the great value.
You're not the great value kind. You're the
armor.
Hormel. You're Hormel, babe.
top tier.
Yeah.
The red can, not the blue.
Yeah. Well, we better get off here because now these guys just BSing.
Us.
Yes.
Talking circle tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
12-step meeting Friday. All here at 1950.
Watan Ga'a. Thank you,
Yeah.
Mr. Leo Powers, my brother.
Tonga.
My brother Leo. Well, is there anything else you would like to?
Saturday, you can come out to Isaac's mother-in-law's
Yes,
dance.
November 9th.
Oh yeah.
Make sure you come out and support
Tony
them.
Pawnee.
Tony Pawnee Memorial.
Come and dance, shake some gourds with them. I don't know if any of us are going to be able to make it, but it's the plan for us to be able to go out there. So You're looking at me like
And then, yeah, that'll be
JOM next week.
No, 2
the
weeks.
23rd.
2 weeks.
23rd, dance class on the 13th.
Mhm.
We're
Yeah,
not doing the dance class this time.
No, not this one. I think she gets different people every class.
Oh.
yeah, that'll be on the 13th at Concho at the
Concho.
ERC. If you or anybody you know wants to get involved and learn these dances, you know, buckskin, cloth, they have different categories come out and show people how to dance. You know, and like we were saying earlier, it's that fear part that maybe you're gonna do something wrong. Maybe you know, but once you feel that drum beat, you know, and if you have this feeling like you want to be a part of this thing, I encourage you to go. Just if you're curious, you know, they can give you help you figure out how to get some regalia together. You know, they all make regalia, they all bead. I mean, they all do different parts of what it takes to get somebody out there. So I think it's a great idea. You know, my rugged antique career. So, what else y'all got?
I would have never thought she would be doing that.
I know, right?
She's come a long way.
Right.
Speaker night.
Speaker
Have
night.
a great evening,
Rugged
Mr.
antique.
Have a great evening, Mr. Rose.
You ever thought about asking your wife to be speaker for speaker night?
21st.
21st.
Oh, dang.
Didn't even
Okay.
ask her.
Just called it out.
Just make a
Hey,
flyer.
Are you busy Thursday, 21st?
Maybe
You're gonna
he's
be
probably
here
watching.
anyways.
probably sitting on the bow watching right now.
Yeah.
Just missing you. I've been thinking.
Well, we
about
better
you
get
this whole
off of
time.
here.
Yeah,
Here they go again. We appreciate all the views,
Yeah.
likes. Thank you everybody that tuned in with us.
Yeah.
You know, we're trying to make this like a more normal thing where
This is the first time us four. Have been
yeah,
on.
I know,
us
usually
four
one
have
of us-
gotten
Yeah.
on. So
Hey.
Normally Mingo's.
Yeah, it's
gone.
normally Mingo. that's
Normally we're gone or we got something else going on. Fine. Why y'all
we're
looking at me?
going. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure we're here.
Pretty sure we're. Well,
Yeah.
Where's the sweat at tonight?
it'll be in Concho. It's like
Right behind the Justice Center.
next to the Justice Center, across the street from by the CNA TV tower. You'll see it when you come around that curve by the complex. You'll see us back over there. Like I said, it's not a big sweat, but we like to pray. You know, we definitely like to pray. I think we go in about 7. So, you know, it's not like it's not a huge sweat, but I mean, people will alternate if a lot of people get there. You know, but it's part of my recovery. So
Yeah.
with that, I guess
We finished.
Yeah.
Good.
yeah, it's
No,
about
I
time to
think-
go home.
Yeah, it's time to go home.
Yeah, got about 15 minutes.
I hope.
Mm.